Many designers struggle with making their portfolios really proper structured. Many designers also have a problem with respect to how to project their projects in a more explainable and a easier way. Many designers struggle to explain it in the interview when somebody asks you, what exactly did you solve the problem? All these problems are happening because you don't understand the point called information architecture. In this video, we're going to understand what is meant by information architecture and why it is becoming a very skeletal part of your design process, and why it becomes a skeletal design for your projects as well, for your case studies as well, for your product itself. Let's say if you're building a web app or mobile app or anything. Okay. More importantly, we are going to be talking about the context of this information architecture, a little case studies, as well as the main components of information architecture. If you're someone who is really new, this video could be helpful for you. With that, let's jump into this topic. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Thank you so much for connecting in this video. In fact, I'm very happy to do this. We are celebrating something called 100 days, 100 skills for product designers. Last year, also, I was exactly doing that. But the part is, I want to do it this time in a very, very different context. Okay. Can I tell you what is that context? I'll tell you what is this entire context about. I've divided this entire human body into a very, 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 very different biological system. Can all of you see here? So, like muscular system, skeletal system, endocrine, cardiovascular, respiratory, digestive. So, human body is one of the best evolved designs which has been gone through billion years of evolution, right? Our hands, our body, our system, our nervous system, our digestive, everything has been continuously evolved after a lot of mistakes, and our evolution has become inevitable. But the point is, many people are not looking at it very carefully. I took the inspiration of the human body, and also I was having this clarity towards how to bring the pain points of what the designers are facing, how I can create the topics around you to make it happen. In order to do that, I've divided this entire 14 segments of 14 weeks into a 14 different themes. The first theme, what we're going to see, is called skeletal system. Okay. So the skeletal system is very, very important in our body. Continuing the muscular system in the next week. Okay. So for each and every system, I took 7 days of topic. Okay. In fact, the first context, what we are going to see is about the whole information architecture, user flow, wireframes, how you can create frameworks in design, a system consistency, and a thinking towards a design process. So that is exactly what we're going to see in this skeleton. The first day is very interesting topic, which is called information architecture, which I've already told you. Hey Jagdish, what is this information architecture? Why it is a very important skill? See guys, skeletal is equal to the structure of a product. Without information architecture, your design collapses. Do you think without a bone a body will stand? That's exactly why an information architecture is also important for a project, or for a web app, or for a mobile app what you're building. I hope you will understand this concept is very important. Why it is why I'm telling you this. Okay, let's go deep into this topic. First of all, the main problem all the designers has with respect to their portfolio is they collapse because they don't have a proper structure. That's a very important factor. Second, a little bit history about this topic. Actually, this is not a new topic, guys. Okay, so there is a librarian in 1990s, Peter Mobile and Louis Rosenfeld. Literally, they were writing a book on information architecture for World Wide Web. And more importantly, this completely changed how people start structuring the website content forever. This has been a very, very monumental shift. You will not believe this thought process came from this librarian people. How to structure the books, how to create the entire structure for their library, and make the audience very easily come and pick the books. So that way they can easily organize the information, topics, subtopics regarding to this book. So people find information very easily, how to find that information, and people mental models, they have understood that, and how they carry out when it comes to operating with a website or mobile app, and why information architecture is important to create a hierarchy in a structure. So this is a very, 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 very important thing. When you take fast forward, now it is impacting all the applications in the market. I mean, it powers the major applications. It also touches edutech applications, SaaS based application, fintech, e-commerce, UX writing, everything, because information architecture is so, so, so important. Okay. In fact, I can show the existing websites of certain products. Like, let's say when you take Google, you take a Google search. Okay. If I click a Google website, how does this entire web page look like? The entire about page, if I click, I'll get to see the website details, right? If I go to the store, I can also go and purchase any kind of a product, right? What kind of a product I wanted to purchase for Google, right? So Google displays its latest product, and they have a plan and structure. Hey, this is how our products are displayed. This is how our headphones are displayed. So they have a content which is structured. Let's say if I want to go to Gmail, In fact, I've already signed in. It will automatically open my Gmail. In fact, if you want to open image, it opens image. Can all of you see here? You can type whatever you want. Car. Car pictures will come. So the point is, everything is being structured in this one web page, what you're seeing. This web page has been exactly designed by designers while they have created this about structure. Store, Gmail, image. When my user clicks this about, what kind of a page should come? So I need to create a structure and I need to create a hierarchy for it. Okay, what does mean by hierarchy? Hierarchy is placing the information accordingly. If you look at this particular view page, okay, the viewport, the Google logo is a big hierarchy. Next comes search, and next comes this, and the right hand side comes next. So this way in which the information is structured and it is hierarchy, it makes the audience also choose the decisions accordingly. This is the power of having a structure for your product. When you operate with this structure, your users tends to use it in a more better way of how you intended the user to be using it. You don't need to have a user manual or sit next to the user and tell this is what you need to do first, this is what you need to do second, third. Not required. When you plan your information architecture carefully based on the hierarchy, most of the things are sorted. When you take any old websites, like let's say, I'm just putting old websites as a okay wayback machine example I'm putting. The people who don't have a proper web structure, okay, can you see here? Everything is bits and pieces here. There are many tabs available here. There are many pictures available. There are many call to actions available. This entire page is completely flowing in a whole new different way. I'm just taking an example, okay? Here, the audience has a lot of capabilities to get confused here and there. Even though information architecture is there, but it is very complex. It's not structured. It's not given hierarchy. It's not given a proper direction because the thought process has not come for that particular designer. So that is why having the information architecture has been very important. And that comes only by using this exercise called card sorting. Okay, again, don't worry about this card sorting terminology. It is actually segregating the information in a more easier way. Okay, so that the information, once it is segregated easily, people can view it in a far more different way. Okay, that's it. So when you just ask me, hey Jagdish, what exactly is this really used for all the people in design? The point is, in our many design community, what I've seen, designers, 7 out of 10 designers skip this information architecture. They want to just get into solution making screens because they wanted to make the other person impressed with their screens but not knowing what is the real intent and the meaning of it. So most of the people do that. Interviewers are getting failed during your whiteboarding session and while you're explaining your case studies. It's exactly because of this reason, because you lack the structure. You lack the structure for your project case study and everything. You just show the screens. Most probably you'll be hired as a graphic designer. But even if you wanted to become a graphic designer, you need to have the intent towards the process very detailing. That's very important. Okay. So the thing is, the most common feedback which I've also seen with the designers and the recruiters as well is people say, hey, designers had a lot of visual skills, but there is no clarity and information architecture flowed properly. I could not find the logic, and there is no system thinking, and there is no architect behind this design. You're just decorating some empty shells. See, designing without information architecture is building a skyscraper without a proper blueprint. So you need to get this point. That's exactly why designers needed this clarity. Okay, Jagdish, how to do it properly? Very important. I'll just structure it in an even more simple way. When you take information architecture, it is an intentional structuring of your information, your whole content, and the flow in which that content makes. I showed you an example of Google. It is based on the user's mental model. Like, let's say, how your user will go and click this. Like, let's say, if I have to take the mobile phone, which is there next to me, first I need to think whether I need to have a mobile. Second, I need to go and pick it up in my hand. Third, I have to dial the number and I have to put it back. So, this is my mental model. If I see this product, if I see this mic, my mental model will be different. Hey, I need to loosen up this to make it tight. I need to clean this, what do you call, particularly if I have to take it out in this way. So my mental model will exactly think I have to operate this, I have to take this, and then I have to put it back this, right? So each and every product, each and every interaction in your mobile app or web app or anything has a mental model attached to the user. Make sure you map that first. Second, map your business goals. Third, please understand your technical constraints in development as well as your real product brand guidelines, system guidelines, or whatever you have as a design system. Once you're understanding this, Then you can start building beautiful information architecture around it. Because your sitemap is a main spine. Entire flowchart is flowing like a nervous system inside your body for a product, which is helping the users to also navigate. Because your navigation bar is like the rib cage of your body. Your labels and tabs are like a limbs that guides the user. I'm just comparing the human body, but you need to get this clarity over there. Okay. So a simple architecture and a complex architecture. I've shown you the both websites before and after. You will be able to compare why people are not able to stick to that user engagement and why certain people are able to use it more easier way, right? But I'll now break down the elements of it. What are the five pillars of it? First pillar is informational system. Like, let's say, how do you organize this informations which is available in your system? This is where you sequence it, you hierarchy it, you create a matrix or a comparison for it. Once you do that, then you label them. This is literally called sorting. Okay, so people use multiple terminologies and all these things, but only thing which I'll tell you is it is simply called labeling. If you're not able to clearly label the information what you hierarchy, then first of all you are confused with your product and service itself. Leave customers. First you are confused. If you are confused, then that will be shown in your website and customers will get even more confused. They won't be able to make any conversions in your website or landing page. As simple as that. So once your labeling systems are clear, your dashboard, your console or panel, then you can make the user give direction, navigation, how your user wants to move, where the call to action button is leading, where this arrow marks and illustration is leading, where this micro interaction is leading them to them. Are they having any kind of a breadcrumbs? Breadcrumbs means just having an arrow marks or symbols which can make the user also go to the previous screens even without navigating much spaces. And also any hyperlinks needs to be provided. So once this information is clear, once the labeling is clear, once the navigation is planned properly, then you can use many systems to use filters, sort, discoverability like search feature, etc. Then people can easily navigate it in a more better way. And once you do that, then you do content grouping. You can create, like I showed you the website, right? Like a Google image, like a particular Gmail, like a particular about section, products, service. Try to create that. Like, let's say if it's a product, you can list all of your products. If it's a service, you can list all of your service. See, I'm just opening a website. Apple, one of the most prominent website which people will know about it, and recently they had the product. Can all of you see? It has been exactly pocketed with this term. Whatever is related to the Mac means it's a laptop category for an Apple. So they have all the products lined up for it. And also, can you see there is a hierarchy over here? MacBook and these products are displayed here, and the associated accessories and support and all these things are hierarchy very secondary, because ultimately people wants to take this as a decision, right? When you go for iPhone, you get to see the taxonomy and the content segregation carefully, right? So you tend to click this iPhone, and this page will be exactly available here. And the products will be available over here. So you need to get exactly the point where my users are going to click, what my user wants, and ultimately where are they leading to. Once you're clear with this, then you'll be able to operate information architecture in a more easier way. You need to sit, think, decide, classify, label, navigate, and create a system for the people to search. Let's say even if the customer is completely getting lost, you can use this option called search to still make them come back. Can you see here? In Apple, it is there. You can put iPad. You'll still be able to find out where is this iPad, right or not? It's coming. So the mechanism what you also create in the information architecture inside will help your user to also not get lost and find out what they want. Let's say even if you're confused. So this is like a system support which you have inside your own product. In heuristic law, it is called this is called user error help and prevention. Help and documentation. Help and documentation. When your user is having a lot of problem, he can get the help and documentation even without you sitting next to you. Let's say if your user is let's say if your users is more than 10,000 people for your website, do you think it's possible for you to go and sit near 10,000 people and explain them? Your website and product should be more intuitive, more user friendly, and also people has to navigate without anybody sitting there. This is exactly the five pillars of information architecture. If you're still watching this video, you need to click 5A, which is the five pillars of this 5IA, five information architecture pillars, which is organization, labeling, navigation, search, content. Only tap the first words: organization, labeling, navigation, search, content. If you're doing that, then automatically you will also getting into a good flow. And once you're clear with this, then you can start applying for the job. Every managers will tell one feedback: I can teach you Figma or any AI tools. Even if they don't teach, it's still possible to learn it in YouTube, but they won't be able to teach you how to think. This is what is the power of information architecture. When you show information architecture to the people, they simply understand how well you are thinking and structuring your product. I'll repeat this. If you show the information architecture very clear for your product and service, they understand your mental model first, how you are thinking to solve a complex problem in a more simpler way. This is the hiring crux. This is a main point which people wants to get hire you or reject you faster. Okay. Information architecture helps you to sketch faster, take decision, show logic, and also your portfolios get a lot of clicks. It helps you also plan more scalable features, collaborate better with the developers to put the product fast in the market, create a very flexible product that can also grow. Because information architecture makes you as a great architect, not just building some random screens. This is very important. Many students, guys, when they come to me, they have beautifully designed screens, but the point is they are not able to organizedly present it to any recruiter, and they are not able to even complete their portfolios. They ask me, hey Jagdish, I got stuck in the portfolio, I'm not able to present my projects confidently, I don't know where I'm lagging. I just exactly took their portfolios and I gave them the structure and information and architecture properly. In fact, I've recorded some podcast as well. Link below will be given for you. You can just go and listen to the audio models as well. You can understand the context of what I talked about information architecture. Okay. If you are traveling in the public transport, if you're not able to watch this video, you can just still go and listen to the audio as well. Okay. The point is, these people worked on 3 to 4 days on this information architecture. Now they can able to show their portfolios very confidently. You will not believe. A lot of callbacks happen. Confidence have improved. People have cracked interviews. 1 week, 10 days, people have cracked confidently interviews because they understood finally. It's not about beautifying buttons. It's about building the bones of your body, which your product can stand. And with that, only people can analyze and assess your thinking process. And you can see Spotify application, you can see this musical application, how well they have structured hierarchy, and then they've created a navigation, search system, everything. You can just similarly think for your product as well, because bones, same bones but different muscles. In your product, you can compare this. Okay. The point is, you can also compare all of these applications with respect to Indian market, and you can see the Spotify and other applications. How well you can understand this bones and structure for their product, you can also create that for your product. The moment when you do it, information architecture will help you scale your projects into a whole new different way. There is no doubt about it. Okay. Mainly, I wanted to wrap up this session by saying that information architecture stands on these 5 pillars: organization, labeling, navigation, search, content grouping. Information architecture helps you. Visuals is not equal to structural. You need to understand looking good is failing in the logical way. Interview case studies shows your thinking process. Development collaboration puts product into the market and more scalable into a sustainable product. So, this is exactly what we saw in the last 10 to 15 minutes of this video. I wanted you guys to also click this link below in the description to know more about the podcast, also, which I've recorded for this information architecture. And if you're really lucky winner, if you reply to this comment, okay, in the YouTube, if you have commented this 5 pillars, what I asked you, our team will also send you a workbook which you can use it as an information architecture guide. And also, I would highly recommend you to find the link below if you really wanted to take this learning into a next level. Take this information architecture as a bones and put it into your structure, and put that structure as a body, and create that body and make it run and do wonderful things. Let's say I'm comparing your job search process and interview cracking and portfolio making. I would highly recommend you to join the Sunday workshop where I go very deep into larger, more elements. I'll cover the entire body, not just bones. Okay. And the tomorrow topic is would be user flow mapping. In fact, if you're really active in our social media platform, if you're actively following, please do come for the tomorrow's topic. And we will be also telling some more about the 100 days, 100 skills, why are we doing this, and what is the main context behind it. Okay. So thank you so much, guys. I'm super happy to meet you. Thank you so much for also encouraging me by watching this content, so that you will come to know that the 100 days 100 skills is not going to happen without the support of you audience. Thank you so much, guys. I wish you all the best. I'll see you in the day 2. Bye bye.